ASEAN to aggressively promote region as outstanding. MAHB remains under government control. Salam Malaysia Madani, I'm Olivia Nicholas and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. ASEAN is working in a very dynamic manner and aggressively to promote the region as an outstanding, vibrant region, both economically and culturally. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim believes that it is all for the future of the world as a showcase that ASEAN can work together with mutual trust.
We have to move in this sort of what we say, synergizing the strength of ASEAN. More so now that we have established an excellent relationship, strategic. For Malaysia, it is comprehensive, strategic partnership of China, and we should ensure that this would benefit both ASEAN and China.
Speaking at the ASEAN-China Ministerial Roundtable on Construction and Housing and the 23rd International Architecture, Interior Design and Building Exhibition 2024, he noted that the region is fortunate because of the value of trust, cohesiveness and preparedness commitment to work together as a force. He said every single country in ASEAN should benefit from this venture so that member states achieve success economically and socially together. He added that the region's focus on promoting sustainable practices underscores its determination to benefit all stakeholders, ensuring long-term environmental and economic resilience. On another note, the Prime Minister urged developers, architects, planners and policymakers to ensure that the development projects are infused with culturally vibrant values. Dato Sri Anwar emphasised the importance of considering Malaysia's diverse cultural heritage during the planning and construction phases of development projects.
Arkitek punya peranan, rangka, dasar yang jelas dan merangka bangunan yang serasi dengan tuntutan semasa yang disinggung oleh Menteri sebentar tadi, bukan sahaja keperluan perumahan rakyat tetapi juga keprihatinan terhadap permasalahan persekitaran. It is important for developers and architects, planners, policymakers to ensure that it is culturally vibrant, it is modern and technologically sound, but environmentally friendly, and it takes into consideration the requirements of all sectors so that you don't have the repeat of a tale of two cities. One sector for the very rich, one sector for the poor and the down.
He highlighted that the country's rich cultural values derive from various communities such as the Malay, Chinese, Indian, Dayak, Kadazan and Murud should be integral to the development process. He also said the challenges of maintaining a competitive edge in the construction and housing industries encompass various complex factors including technological innovation, cost efficiency, availability of skilled labour, regulatory compliance and fluctuations in market demand. Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad MAHB remains under government control, with its management not to be taken over by foreigners. Second Finance Minister Dato Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan also debunked claims that foreigners would interfere in or take over the country's airports.
Tuduhan bahawa orang asing akan mengambil alih menguasai lapangan terbang negara tidak benar sama sekali. Semua lapangan terbang negara kekal milik kerajaan. Sementara MAHB berperanan sebagai operator atau pengendali lapangan terbang.
During a special chamber briefing, he also stated that the government continues to hold special shares in MAHB. Based on these special share rights, only the government has the authority to appoint the chairman and managing director of MAHB, both of whom are Malaysian citizens. Mobile network operators MNOs involved in Malaysia's second 5G network are restricted to holding equity in only one entity. Deputy Communications Minister Tioni Ching said this measure aims to foster healthy competition between the two entities in developing Malaysia 5G network infrastructure, thus ensuring high-quality services for the public. Speaking in Dewan Rakyat, she said under the MNOs and Digital and National Berhad DNB agreement, each MNO must choose to invest in entity A or B within the dual 5G network model. After the conclusion of the applicant information package process, the successful tenderer will lead entity B, while unsuccessful bidders will remain in entity A.
Suruhanjaya Komunikasi dan Multimedia Malaysia (MCMC) telah diarahkan untuk memulakan proses menentu dan melantik syarikat penyedia perkhidmatan rangkaian mudah alih yang akan membangunkan rangkaian 5G kedua di Malaysia, termasuklah mengeluarkan pakej maklumat pemohon ataupun Applicant Information Package AIP pada 1 hari bulan Julai 2024. Proses ini akan dilaksanakan secara telus berdasarkan kuasa dan peruntukan yang termaktub di bawah Akta Komunikasi dan Multimedia 1998.
Regarding the distribution of DNB's equity to telco companies, Theo specified that the shareholding structure will be adjusted to 30% for the Ministry of Finance Incorporated and 14% for each MNO. Dato Sri Najib Razak has failed to initiate a judicial review over the addendum by the former Yang di-Pertuan Agong, allowing him to serve the remainder of his jail sentence under house arrest. High Court Judge Dato Amarjit Singh today dismissed the former Prime Minister's leave application for the court to hear the case. The judge said all affidavits filed to support Dato Sri Najib's case, including by UMNO President Dato Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi and Vice President Dato Sri Wan Rosli Wan Ismail, were hearsay. In April, he filed a judicial review to establish the existence of the addendum order dated 29th of January, issued by the 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong, which he claimed the government has kept silent about. Dato Sri Najib has been serving his sentence in Kajang prison since the 23rd of August 2022 after being convicted of embezzling 42 million ringgit in funds belonging to SRC International Sdn Bhd. On the 2nd of September 2022, he filed a petition for a royal pardon. The pardon board reduced his prison sentence from 12 years to 6 years, while the fine was reduced from 210 million ringgit to 50 million ringgit. Next, government-industry collaboration crucial for strengthening cybersecurity. Government and industry collaboration through dialogue, discussions and the exchange of opinions is crucial in strengthening cybersecurity and curbing cybercrime in Malaysia. Digital Minister Gobind Singh Dio stated that this approach can help the government develop solutions and enhance the nation's cybersecurity.
Tapi yang penting juga kita perlu mengadakan sesi-sesi perbincangan dengan industri, ya, supaya kita dapat mendengar pandangan daripada keseluruhan perniagaan dan sebagainya. Apakah seharusnya langkah-langkah diambil oleh kerajaan?
Speaking at the second annual Anti-Fraud Leaders Summit today, he emphasized that digitalization is crucial for the country to advance on par with other nations. However, the government must outpace cyber criminals to effectively prevent them from becoming rampant. He also said that digital transactions differ from traditional business methods, and this change is necessary to move forward, and for that, all parties will have to adapt technology and stay ahead of the times. Meanwhile, Gobind said that the ministry is taking various measures to combat cybercrime, including the passing of the Cybersecurity Act 2024 in April. He added that the ministry will amend the Personal Data Protection Act 2010 as well in this parliamentary session. The feasibility study on the proposed lemon law involving a group of expert consultants is expected to conclude in September after commencing last month. Lemon law provides a remedy for buyers of motor vehicles and other consumer goods to obtain compensation for products that repeatedly fail to meet quality and performance standards. Speaking in Dewan Rakyat, Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said the study was initiated in response to various complaints and cases.
Kajian ini telah bermula pada bulan Jun 2024 dan disasarkan selesai pada bulan September 2024. Hasil kajian ini akan dijadikan asas pertimbangan untuk membuat keputusan dasar sama ada perlu membuat penambahbaikan terhadap kerangka perundangan sedia ada atau memerlukan kepada pengubalan perundangan baru. Sebagai usaha yang berterusan, KPDN akan terus melaksanakan sesi libat urus dengan semua pihak yang berkepentingan dalam usaha ini.
Dato' Armizan noted that provisions similar to a lemon law are currently included in the Consumer Protection Act 1999, Act 599 under the Ministry's supervision. They are also present in several acts and regulations across ministries and agencies such as the Contract Act 1950 and the Sale of Goods Act 1957. A total of 94 online advertisements related to rice sales were taken down by e-commerce platform providers between October 2023 and May this year for not possessing the retail licenses issued by the Kawal Selia Padi dan Beras KPB regulatory body. In a release statement today, the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry KPKM said that checks found the rice being sold was believed to have been sourced from unauthorized suppliers. It also said the sale of controlled goods, namely rice, on e-commerce platforms is subject to the Control of Paddy and Rice Act 1994, Act 522 and its accompanying regulations. According to KPKM, paddy and rice are controlled items under Act 522 and its regulations, which stipulate that any transactions involving controlled items at the mill, wholesale and retail levels, including online sales, require a license issued by the KPB Director General. KPKM added that the rice sold to online consumers is suspected of being imported into the country without government approval, which is an offence under Regulation 10 subsection 1 subsection A of the same regulation. The regulatory body added that they will continuously monitor the activity of rice sales using online platforms in collaboration with e-commerce platform providers to curb this activity from spreading further. They also reminded traders that the sale of controlled goods must comply with current legislation. The Small and Medium Enterprise SME Sentiment Index has improved, rising to 54.7 in the first half of 2024 from 53.5 in the second half of 2023. SME Development Bank Malaysia Berhad, or SME Bank Group President Chief Executive Officer Datuk Dr. Arya Putra Ismail said the positive shift was primarily driven by better economic expectations, improved cash flow and stronger liquidity buffers among micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Dato' Dr. Arya Putra said the upward trend resonates strongly with the government's effort with the Madani Economy Framework, which aimed to rejuvenate the Malaysian economy by fostering inclusive and sustainable growth. On another note, SME Bank Chief Economist Lynette Lee Ling Zing said the sentiment is consistent with Malaysia's gross domestic product growth forecast of 4 to 5% for 2024, an increase from 3.6% in 2023. SME Bank added that the index survey conducted during the first half of 2024 collected insights from 1,295 participants across all states in Malaysia, representing a wide range of sectors and business sizes. Kenanga Investment Bank Berhad reiterates its overnight rating on the technology sector following a strong projection on global semiconductor data sales and growth by the World Semiconductor Trade Statistics. The investment bank in a note today said that the World Semiconductor Trade Statistics recently raised its projection for global semiconductor sales growth in calendar year 2024 to 16% from 13.1%, driven by strong demand for memory and logic integrated circuits. Kerana said following 6 consecutive months of year-on-year growth in semiconductor sales from November last year to April 2024, Malaysian players are beginning to feel the positive impact. They are guided for improving order visibility in the coming quarters, which is consistent with Kenanga's view of a recovery in the second half. Kerana added that geographically, the World Semiconductor Trade Statistics has also upgraded its sales forecast for the Americas to increase by 25% from 22%, while Asia Pacifics are raised to 18% from 12%. It noted that these two regions will lead the recovery this year, accounting for approximately 27% and 56% of total global sales, respectively.
CIMB Group Holdings Berhad said it has become the first bank in Malaysia to complete its 2030 decarbonization target setting for high-emitting sectors. The banking group announced targets for its oil and gas ONG and real estate portfolios today as it pursues its broader 2050 net zero commitments that included targets for the thermal coal mining, cement, palm oil and power sectors.
CIMB Malaysia and CIMB Bank Berhad's Chief Executive Officer Gurdeep Singh Sidhu said to assist the ONG sector decarbonize and shift towards the renewable and low-carbon alternatives, the group aims to facilitate the transition. In a media briefing today, he said it will be done by reducing the finance emissions lending intensity fairly of its ONG portfolios by 16% by 2030 to 583 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per million ringgit of financing from 695 as of 2022. Group Chief Sustainability Officer Luen Seh meanwhile said the banking group is now actively implementing strategic measures in existing business and risk processes, a comprehensive effort that it anticipates would span over the next 2 to 3 years, requiring extensive coordination across the bank. She also said the targets set by the group would need to be progressively updated for the next 5 years in line with the changes in government regulations, customer readiness and advancement of technology.
Plus Malaysia Berhad Plus and Petronas Dagangan Berhad are collaborating to develop the country's first commercial hybrid stations along the national highways, with the Klang Valley identified as the pilot location. In a release statement on Tuesday, Plus announced that it has sealed the deal with Petronas Dagangan by signing a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU).
The partnership, it said, will witness the establishment of the first hybrid superstation, expected to set a new standard for highway services in Malaysia while offering greater comfort and options to road users. Plus, Managing Director Dato' Nik Irina Nik Jaffa highlighted that the project will facilitate the nation's low-carbon mobility development blueprint. Meanwhile, Petronas Dagangan Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Azrul Osman Rani stated that each touchpoint of the upcoming hybrid superstation, spanning over 30,000 square feet, will be designed to cater to customer trends and needs. The station will offer comprehensive mobility services, including large-scale petrol and diesel stations, as well as fast-changing stations for electric vehicle, EV users, and aim to provide improved public amenities.
Still ahead, La Nina set to bring more rain to Thailand north. La Nina is set to affect Thailand from this month until January next year, and this weather phenomenon will bring more rain than usual to the northern and northeastern regions from until October, according to the weather forecast by the Meteorological Department. The southern region will experience less rain in August but will have more rain than usual in the other months.
The department's chief Kanrawi Sithi Chawapak said that El Nino Southern Oscillation ENSO, which is currently looming over Thailand, will soon turn into La Nina. She said that the ENSO phenomenon is normal, with the temperature of the Pacific Ocean in the tropical zone cooling down by an average of minus 0.9 Celsius to 0.5 Celsius over the past month. Temperatures from July through October are forecast to be 0.2 Celsius to 1.0 Celsius higher than normal. By comparison, there will be more rain through July and August than last year, but there will be less rainfall than last year from September to November. Temperatures are forecast to be slightly higher during the third quarter than they were last year.
Most victims of Tuesday's stampede at the Hindu gathering in the North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh are women, according to a list of the dead. About 250,000 had gathered at a village in the Hathras district, Sikandar Rao area, some 180 kilometers from New Delhi, to listen to a spiritual guru in a religious discourse.
Regional officials confirmed the death of at least 121 people, including children, and their bodies were sent to the cities of Agra, Aligarh, Etah and Hathras for autopsy. Many victims were being treated in the nearby cities, including at Aligarh Muslim University's Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College Hospital. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said on Tuesday the stampede occurred in the afternoon when followers rushed to touch the preacher after the sermon had ended. The government announced a compensation of 200,000 rupees or 11,300 ringgit to the kin of each deceased, while every injured person would receive an amount of 50,000 rupees. Eyewitness accounts published by local media suggest there was a huge crowd and the situation became chaotic when people rushed to leave the meeting venue. Many women and children fell and were crushed by the surging crowds.
Coming up in sports, BAM ready to support Olympic-bound Jinwei. Stay with us. The Badminton Association of Malaysia, BAM, is prepared to provide all forms of assistance to the country's women's professional shuttler Go Jin Wei in preparation for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, which will be held from the 26th of July to the 11th of August. Academy Badminton Malaysia ABM Director of Administration Michelle Chai said that ABM Coaching Director Rexy Manaiki had a one-to-one meeting with the world number 33 player last week to discuss the matter.
Previously, the media reported that Jinwei would not be accompanied by her coach, Nova Armada, at the Paris Olympics due to the limited accreditation cards issued by the International Olympic Committee, IOC. Instead, she will receive guidance from Rexy. Earlier, national badminton players undergoing simulation training for the Paris Olympic received a visit from Malaysia's Chef de Mission, CDM, to the Games, Dato Hamidin Mohamad Amin, and Deputy CDM, Dato Nicole David, at ABM. Confidence was given on Jinwei that she could perform well with the support of all parties involved, that decisions regarding the coach for the player would be made by the relevant authorities. The National Sports Institute, meanwhile, will provide the best services to support the country's athletes at the prestigious games.
The Netherlands swept into their first European Championship quarter-final since 2008 as Doniel Malen scored twice in a 3-0 win over Romania in the last 16 on Tuesday. Their victory put the Orjan on course for a quarter-final clash with Turkey.
Cody Gakpo gave the Dutch an early lead, but they were unable to convert pressure into the crucial second goal. Ronald Koeman team squandered an array of opportunities early in the second half before Gakpo took matters into his own hands with 7 minutes remaining, dribbling through a crowded penalty area and finding Malen, who tapped it home. With Romania launching a final attack, Malen broke through on the counter and slid the ball into the goal in the 4th minute of stoppage time to seal the victory. Romania were gritty but outclassed, lacking the quality to punish their opponents profiglessly. Koeman's side will need to improve their effectiveness in front of goal should they wish to emulate their manager, who was a player for the Dutch when they won the 1988 Euros on German soil. In another match, Merrill Demirel was Turkey's unlikely hero with both goals in a 2-1 win over Austria. On Tuesday, they booked their place in the quarterfinals. Christoph Baumgartner's clearance of the line hit teammate Stefan Posch, with goalkeeper Patrick Pence clawing it out to Demirel, who lashed into the roof of the net for the second fastest goal ever at a European Championship. Demirel then produced a towering header on the hour mark to double Turkey's lead. Michael Gyökeres quickly pulled a goal back for Austria, and a stunning save from Mert Günok denied Ralf Rangnick's side a dramatic equalizer deep into stoppage time. Turkey advanced to face the Netherlands in the last 8 in Berlin on Saturday.
Costa Rica scored 2 early goals to beat Paraguay 2-1 in their final Copa America Group D match on Tuesday, but failed to move into the quarterfinals after finishing third following Brazil's 1-1 draw with Colombia. Colombia finished as group winners with 7 points, while Brazil also advanced as runner-up with 5. Costa Rica returned home with 4 points, while Paraguay exit after 3 losses.
Costa Rica needed results to go their way, along with a big swing in goal difference to qualify, and they wasted no time getting on the board. Skipper Francisco Calvo and Josima Alcocer quickly made it a 2-0 inside 7 minutes. Calvo headed home from the edge of the 6-yard box in the 3rd minute, while 19-year-old Alcocer powered past several players before pulling the trigger from well outside the box to beat the keeper. But Costa Rica's hopes of qualifying dwindled 10 minutes into the second half when Matias Villasanti dribbled into the box and set up Ramon Sosa, who blasted the ball into the top corner for his first goal for Paraguay. Costa Rica nearly conceded again from a corner in added time, but keeper Patrick Sequeira made a fingertip save to deny Paraguay an equalizer. The results marked the first time since 1925 that Paraguay had lost all of their group matches.
In another match, Brazil played out an action-packed 1-1 draw with Colombia in California on Tuesday to qualify for the Copa America quarterfinals. Colombia, who finished top of the Group D on 7 points, face Panama in the quarters after second-place Brazil take on Group C winners Uruguay.
A frantic first 15 minutes saw Colombia go within inches of scoring after James Rodriguez hit the crossbar. Rafinha later whipped a sublime free kick into the top corner to give Brazil the lead in the 12th minute. Colombia had a Davinson Sanchez goal disallowed for offside before striker John Cordoba's brilliant through ball was rifled into the net by Daniel Munoz to level the scores in first half stoppage time. Despite the searing California heat, neither side let the intensity drop after the break. Rafinha fired a free kick just wide the Andres Pereira tested Camilo Vargas with a long-range effort, but Colombia held on for the draw and stretched their unbeaten run to 26 matches.
That's it from us this evening. In our top story, MAHB remains under government control. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thanks for watching.